The Montreal Canadiens were in Ottawa tonight to face the Ottawa Senators. It was a really important game and they came back and destroyed them in overtime. This was an incredibly frustrating game. I still can't believe what happened. We gotta just jump into this one because it's bonkers, man. Let's talk about it. Bonkers game, ridiculous game, not a game that I wanted to watch necessarily. And I'm left kind of feeling bad for Senators fans. This was a weird one. I'm glad that the Montreal Canadiens won, but did they deserve to win? We'll get to that. We'll get through that. But first, forget about the hassle of selling your cards locally. Even just selling your cards online and then shipping them through whatever platform you choose can be annoying as heck. With Slab Sharks, you don't have to worry about all that. You send them your cards and then you monitor the progress of your submission using their sleek dashboard. They've crafted seriously a sexy UI where you can watch your auctions at a bird's eye view, track shipping, even download reports to monitor your payouts. And the phone app is maybe even more intuitive and just as easy to use. These guys are the gold standard of Canadian card consignment. And honestly, they just make selling cards stupidly easy. Here's how it works. You send in your cards raw or graded, and Slab Sharks handles everything. Photography, listing, shipping, customer service. You just sit back and collect your payout. And the best part, their weekly eBay auctions get massive traffic. I'm talking about thousands of eyeballs on your cards every week. More views, more bids, higher final sale prices. They get the best cards too. Check out these recent sales. Whoa, I see like 20 grails every week. It's nuts. So if you've been thinking about moving your cards, or you've just got a stack sitting around collecting dust, follow my affiliate link in the description or download the app on your phone and let them turn your collection into cash. Fast, safe, and ridiculously easy. Thanks again to our sponsor, Slab Sharks. Click that affiliate link in the description. It's your free way to help me out. And yeah, take a look. So, on faut commencer avec la formation de départ. Exciting news, guys. The formation of départ, the starting lineup, is it's a little bit different. Nos attaquants, our forwards. We got Caufield, Suzuki, Texier, Slafkovsky, Kapanen, Demidov, Gallagher, Deneau, Anderson, Veleno, Evans, Bolduc. Yeah, weird change up there, huh? I'm gonna say that I'm still kind of undecided about both these lines. Tonight was not a good game to gauge any sort of analysis or criticism. They won, but in a way, this is a garbage game. You throw this one away. They kept Veleno and they threw out Blais. I don't love that. I know Veleno has tools that they think that they've discovered. I think that the jury is still out on that. He plays the PK, yeah, sure. Should he be playing in the PK? I'm not so sure. But let's move on. No défenseur, our defenseman. We got Matheson, Dobson, Hutson, Carrier, goalie, still around, Jacquet. And no gardien, we have Montembeault, and backing him up is Dobesh because, of course, Fowler has been sent back to the Rocket. That's okay, it all makes sense, all part of the plan. Owenbeck has also been sent down, which makes way for Evans. So how did this ridiculous game start? Well, it starts with Matheson going down because a stick gets put between his legs and into his skates. The Habs are going to go on a power play early. Let's see if they can continue some success.
Buzzing. Caufield for Suzuki. All time. Check by Zulu. Got it back for Caufield. Up for Slafkovsky. Score.
In fact, they can. Juraj Slafkovsky. The first power play really gets a crack at this power play. It took them almost like the entire power play to do it, but they scored. Slav found his shot inside the slot, makes no mistake, finds the back of the net. 1-0 for Montreal. Now we're seeing Bolduc miss an easy tap in. I think that Deneau fed him this one. Some shenanigans going on. Ottawa players steal Evans' stick right out of his hand and bring it into the bench. They'll keep that for firewood after. And now we see Demidov drive the net, sticks all in his hands. No call. And I guess this is where I can tell you this game was also an officiating disaster. Maybe worse than like 90% of the games that the Montreal Canadiens have faced this year. And that's saying a lot. I'm not going to highlight everything. There was missed high sticks. There was missed trips. There was missed holding calls. I will show you a missed slashing call later on because it's egregious. But let's move on and check out this goal by Bolduc.
As Kelly was talking about, but you know what? The other guy started playing better. Scores!
2-0. What a shot. Bar down. Good pressure here by Evans to force the turnover. Really happy that Evans is back, obviously, and Bolduc. Very happy for him. He needed this. He's been kind of having a dry spell, and people are starting to ask some questions. So good for Bolduc. Oh no, I spoke too soon. They're reviewing this play. It does, in fact, look like Evans entered the zone before the puck. So this is an offside. Sorry, Bolduc, you're going to have to keep schlepping away. You guys already know how I feel about coaches' challenges, so let's just move on and check out instead this goal by Cole Caufield.
Juraj trying to get in his way. Caufield up with it. Canadiens kept it in. Scores! Caufield!
Now Montreal is up 2-0. Suzuki is just a dog here. He outplays Giroux here, who initially outmuscles Suzuki. Suzuki is able to get the puck to Caufield. Caufield seals the deal 5-hole. Now goalie's gonna head to the box. He gets his stick all up in Ridley Gregg's face. I don't trust Grieg. I don't even know if his name is Grieg or Greg. But call me crazy here. Does Grieg kind of look like he sees Goolie's stick up in the air and then skates right into it? I swear, guys are getting better and better at being dirty players, at cheating. This happened last game as well, when it looked like Lane Hutson had his stick up protecting himself and his opponent slammed his face into it. Anyway, now on the PK, and just before the end of the first period, looks like Anderson trips Cozens here in front of the net. But upon closer inspection, Cozens totally dives here and the refs take the bait. So the Sens are going to go on a 5-on-3 at the start of the second period. Lovely. We all know how 5-on-3s usually end up for the Habs. And yeah, this time was no different.
Play into the Canadiens zone, right to the net. Stop. Unultimate. Rebound. Tkachuk scores. Brady Tkachuk.
Brady Tkachuk here makes it 2-1, cuts the lead in half. Sanderson flies in, rebound on the initial shot. Evans isn't able to clear the puck. It gets to Tkachuk, and Monty can't find the save. Look at Tkachuk. He is fired up. You would think that this was the goal that got them into the next round, but he just scored on a 5-on-3 after a big juicy rebound makes it to him. It's a little much. But the second period is definitely where the rhythm of the game changes in favor of the Senators. And before too long, Tim Stutzle is going to make it 2-2 on an incredible goal.
Stutzle on the puck. He's got room. Scores!
Holy smokes. Demidov can't get to it because Stutzle puts it between his legs. And whatever happened with Carrier here was, well, Carrier didn't look very good here. But you got to admit that this is a nice goal. Ottawa seems to have sucked all the mojo out of the Canadiens. Canadiens are getting stuck in their zone. They're not able to get shots on net, and Ottawa just keeps pouring it on. But Montreal does finally get in the Ottawa zone, and they're going to score one more time here.
Kicked up by Marilainen. Couldn't get to the rebound. Anderson is on it. He'll shoot. Scores!
Anderson makes it 3-2 moments after the Stutzle goal. Anderson scores when he catches Marilainen going the other way, but Anderson shot short side. And suddenly, Montreal has 3 goals on 8 shots. They've regained the lead here, even though Ottawa has been kind of putting on a clinic. Montreal does get put on the power play a couple times, but their power play is starting to look dead. And now Deneau is getting his gloves up into Tkachuk's face, and Tkachuk goes down like a ton of bricks. Not very captainly like here, Tkachuk. That being said, Tkachuk reciprocates with Deneau, and Deneau basically does the exact same thing, so we're going to get offsetting minors. Montreal has an additional penalty, and Ottawa's going to strike again.
For Stutzle. Back to the point, Sanderson at the line. Down into the corner for Stutzle. Up high. Chance for Cozens.
Power play goal, Cozens. Yikes. This isn't really anyone's fault necessarily, but Cozens was alone in front of the net. Jake Evans commits to the guy at the point. He should have been a little bit more hesitant. He does get back into the play late, but Cappy was also in front of the net and kind of focusing on the guy that Matheson had covered. So certainly someone should have been watching Cozens. Now this is the egregious missed call that I was talking about. Slaf is driving into the offensive zone in a dangerous spot and gets two-handed over his hands, but there's no call. The play is allowed to continue, and the play goes in the opposite direction. Yeah, guess what happens?
Has got it. Beats it over to Zoom. Throw towards the net. It's in the goal.
Perron is going to make it 4-3. Slaf is hot after this. And for good reason. This play should have been dead. This goal by Perron should never have happened, and it trickled in past Monty. I think that Perron gets a little bit of stick on this, and that's how it finds its way in. That's the end of the second period. Sens are more than doubled up on Montreal for shots, and Montreal just looks completely flat outside of the few chances they had and the Anderson goal. Third period begins, and let's see if the Montreal Canadiens can turn it around in the third period. They, often have really bad second periods, and then for whatever reason come prancing out in the third period, and they're a completely different team. I was even saying this to Hockey Junkie during the second to third period break. But it's right around the 14-minute mark where I start to wonder if there's some sort of like a witch doctor or maybe like a psychic drone that's disabling the Canadiens from being able to shoot the puck. It certainly feels like a curse or something, like a hex. Maybe a power play will help. Nope, actually this is the most textbook penalty kill I've ever seen. Senators are just shutting down the Canadiens. But to make matters worse,
off the leg of Craig, he'll race after it. Shabbat and Pinto join the rush. Craig drops, Sanderson shoots.
yeah, Sanderson makes it 5-3. Dobson here lost it at the line, and the Sens go the other way. 4 Senators on 2 Canadiens. Sanderson picks up the trail and he finds the net. Sanderson made some good moves tonight, and I think he was rewarded for it with like 4 points or something like that. But he did also make quite a few mistakes. Yeah, geez, he had 4 points, but he finished the game even. Ottawa's got to figure out their goaltending, but I think that they also have problems on defense. Now with 5 minutes left, Montreal has piled on 1 additional shot. That's right, they have 2 shots so far in the third period. It's driving me crazy a little bit. I'm saying some things about the Montreal Canadiens that I don't necessarily believe, but it's so frustrating. 12 shots in the third period of an extremely important game. Now they pull Monty. Let's see if they can keep it in the zone to put some pressure on, but I'm starting to lose faith.
Anxiety situations. To know when the draw scores. Hutson shot tipped in front. And
Oh my gosh, they got a shot on goal, and look what happened. A goal. Slafkovsky with his 19th goal, his second goal of the game. He deflects this shot off of a Hutson shot. It's 5-4. They could do this. Although it feels like the cat kind of ran out of lives.
chopping at it with Tkachuk. Here's Demidov with it. Demidov dropped it. Carrier scores!
Never mind. 5-5. They stole a point here. Carrier makes it 5-5. They're running out of time, and you just hope that the next shot that they get on net, Merelainen lets that one in as well. And sure enough, Merelainen lets in another shot. Yikes. Still a bunch of time left in this period. Ottawa does get a couple of little chances there. They put on the pressure. They don't turn over completely. And then Suzuki almost saves us from overtime. But we need more. 60 minutes just is not enough, as is typical in Canadiens games. They secure a point, but we move on. Who's going to win it all in overtime? Deneau wins the faceoff, and Merelainen makes his only 2 good saves of the game on Hutson, completely robbing him off a drive off the faceoff. And then the other way, Habs get lucky on a 2-on-1 chance from the Senators, where Caufield is the only Hab back, but the Senators fan on the shot. And then the Habs go the other direction. It's Cole Caufield in overtime. Can he do it just one more time?
Caufield tees it up, score!
Mr. Saturday Night puts it past Merelainen, who doesn't quite get enough of it here. Wow, what a heartbreaker for the Senators. Sens fans, I feel so bad for you. This is messed up, man. Please just, I don't know, go to bed, take a couple Tylenol, wake up tomorrow, just don't think about this game. Absolutely monkey poop crazy game. A little bit frustrated with the Canadiens. I haven't watched the post-game interviews, but I'm sure that most of them voiced frustrations themselves with just not being able to play the game that they wanted. The Senators celebrated every single one of their goals like they just made the conference championship. But the Habs scored, 6 goals on how many shots? 19 shots. That's not good for Merelainen. I don't want to analyze this game too much. Caufield had 3 points, 2 goals, 1 assist. Slav had 2 goals. Suzuki had 2 assists. Anderson had a goal and an assist. Hutson had 3 points. Demidov had a point, so he continues his campaign for Calder as well. But this was a trash game. So we move on. The next game is Tuesday night against the Minnesota Wild. That could be an interesting game. Don't the Wild have a bunch of players injured currently? Wild is a good team. They're a great team. They got Quinn Hughes now. That's pretty bonkers. So excited to see what happens with that one, but I'm going to call it a night, guys. It's getting late. I think my daughter just woke up. I'm going to go try to get her back to bed. Oh, I did want to say I met some fans at Hockey Day in Canada. I went to the celebrity and alumni game the other night. It's so surreal getting recognized in public, but I think I was more excited to meet the fans than the fans were to meet me. Sorry about that. It's just, it's so cool, guys. Thank you so much for approaching me. I am totally approachable, by the way. If you see me in public and just want to say hi or talk about the Habs, I'm down for it. So you guys take care of yourselves. We'll talk again soon. I'll probably cut a video before that game on Tuesday against the Wild. So take care of yourselves. You guys know what to do. Like the video. It helps me out with search results, I think. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.